I would like to welcome everyone to Detroit Phoenix Center's One Night Without a Bed campaign kickoff. My name is Josh Landon, a reporter and anchor for Detroit's own Fox 2 News. I'm truly honored to be your host for tonight's event. For those being introduced to Detroit Phoenix Center for the first time tonight, Detroit Phoenix Center is a nonprofit organization that responds to the needs of underserved and street-connected youth in Detroit. Detroit Phoenix Center supports young people through direct services, including a daily drop-in center where young people can take advantage of showers, washers and dryers for laundry service, and even a food pantry and computer lab. The organization also provides after-school enrichment programs, a youth action board for young people to develop leadership skills, emergency crisis housing support, and has created a scholarship fund to help young people further their education. In addition to the many services I mentioned above, Detroit Phoenix Center also works diligently for systemic change and contributes to the growing movement to end youth homelessness and break the cycle of generational poverty. The pandemic has created an unprecedented need for services and has forced many nonprofits to pivot, including the Detroit Phoenix Center. To respond to the extraordinary needs of Detroit youth during the pandemic when the organization's facility was forced to close, Detroit Phoenix Center volunteers went into the streets to find youth and ensure they had what they needed. Detroit Phoenix Center packaged and delivered more than 7,000 care packages with gift cards, groceries, PPE gear, hand sanitizer, hygiene products, and essential household goods to youth and families in need, purchased and distributed laptops, tablets, and internet routers to bridge the digital divide for youth and young adults to complete their schoolwork or apply for jobs, distributed more than 10,000 face coverings, provided thousands of hot meals to youth in need. Detroit Phoenix Center also distributed more than 15,000 in sporting goods equipment to families to stay fit and active. The organization conducted weekly wellness checks and mental health support from a licensed counselor for youth members in their programs, facilitated more than 1,000 hours of hybrid educational and life skills programming. The organization also launched a RISE COVID-19 Recovery and Support Program, providing emergency support valued at more than $150,000 to help youth with rental assistance, household goods, and cell phone bills, along with transportation costs and utility bill assistance. Recently, DPC was instrumental in helping the city of Detroit secure $5.6 million from HUD for coordinated efforts and systems change work to eliminate youth homelessness. I am pleased to share with you that DPC's drop-in centers are now back open and they are serving youth daily, including expanded outreach in the Fitzgerald community. None of this would be possible without the generosity and support from partners like you. This is why One Night Without a Bed is such an important part of Detroit Phoenix Center's overall goal of continuing its mission to provide the critical support and resources to Detroit's most vulnerable. One Night Without a Bed is DPC's annual end-of-the-year giving challenge designed to raise awareness of the youth homelessness crisis and to ensure Detroit's most vulnerable youth and families have the critical resources they need to take care of themselves during the unexpected shutdown of dorms, job layoffs, family crisis issues, and changes in daily lifestyles. This is especially important now as winter is quickly approaching. Last year's One Night Without a Bed campaign raised more than $50,000 and mobilizing more than 100 volunteers to participate in the Sleep Out. The campaign received nearly 2 million views on social media. Tonight we will hear stories from Detroit Phoenix Center youth and alumni and remarks from dignitaries who share in our mission of ending youth homelessness and breaking the cycle of poverty. And now it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you Detroit founder and CEO, Courtney Smith.
The holidays are a hectic enough time of year for most people. But imagine being a single mom. Your house had just burnt down and you have no place to go with your 6 children. We met Brianna and her family last year, and this was their situation. Thankfully, along with the support from our stakeholders, we were able to move them into temporary shelter in an area hotel, provide pandemic PPE, and replace the holiday gifts for their children. We helped Brianna with a security deposit for her new home, provided furniture, and even covered the first month rent. She shared with us what a load this took off our shoulders. And without our support, she wasn't sure what would have happened to them. As Josh shared with you earlier this evening, we, DPC, respond to the needs of underserved and street-connected youth in Detroit. In fact, when we opened our center back in early 2017, our focus was squarely on youth experiencing housing insecurity, youth that were experiencing homelessness. And while the core reason for our purpose still exists to support those young people, the pandemic, the devastating effects, has shown us that we need to focus more also on prevention. So we've expanded our inner circle to include young people who are demonstrating potential, but may be at risk and just need a little bit extra care and attention to blossom into something beyond their wildest dreams. They simply need to know and be reminded that there is a caring mentor there for them, someone to listen to their trials and tribulations, someone to tell them that it's gonna be all right in the end. They need someone to believe in them. And as a result, we've rolled out a number of programs to bring together and to support young people no matter where they are in this journey of life. Our life skills program, for example, young people learn how to cook on a budget, how to get a state ID, a birth certificate, how to open a bank account, and life skills that's gonna help them to develop into sustainable adults. Our Youth Action Board engages brilliant young people who have lived experience with youth homelessness, and we invite them to be a part of something where they can create tangible change while building their leadership skills, and they get paid for their efforts. Meanwhile, our workforce development program is designed to provide youth in Detroit with year-round paid and job training and career readiness opportunities. And there are more great things to come. We recently expanded our drop-in center to the Fitzgerald community. We now have a partnership with BetterHelp where our community can receive free counseling services. We are preparing to announce our new headquarters, which is going to double the amount of young people that we serve. It's amazing how far we've come in this short amount of time, and we know we have so much further to go. But it is support of people like you and the voices that you're going to be introduced to this evening, and the continued need to elevate the awareness on the youth homelessness crisis and to raise funds so that we may continue to provide young people with critical resources, safety, and support during a time where our services are needed now more than ever before. So I invite you to actively participate in our One Night Without a Bed campaign that launches today. And we are challenging you to give up your bed for one night in December to stand in solidarity with the 4.2 million young people who experience homelessness on any given night. We ask that you make yourself uncomfortable for one night to sleep anywhere but a bed, to challenge your friends to do the same and spread the word so that a young person that we serve can have access to a warm place to sleep at night and the continuum of services to live out their dreams. We also invite you to make a monetary contribution to the Detroit Phoenix Center to support the future of youth. This can be done via our website or Cash App. Our campaign will end on December 30th. We know that this campaign cannot compare to the grim realities that youth experiencing homelessness face every day. But this is not a simulation. This is a call to action. So we ask that you take a stand, because this is about basic human rights, accountability, and service. This is our opportunity to provide a message to the young people that have so often been ignored, that we are committed to equity and social justice. It is because of donors, cheerleaders, and seemingly endless other supporters that we've been able to evolve our mission and help uplift so many young people who might otherwise have not had the opportunity to realize how gifted they are and metamorphose into the wonderful, beautiful, brilliant young adults who are literally changing this world. And for that, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Ms. Smith, for those eye-opening remarks. I would like to introduce to you India, a Detroit Phoenix Center Youth Action Board member, to tell us about her role and the work of the YAB. Please welcome India.
Hi, my name is India Jones, and I'm the co-president of the Detroit Phoenix Center Youth Action Board. I want to welcome all of you to our annual One Night Without a Bed kickoff event. Our goal is to raise awareness of the challenges that homeless young people experience and fundraise to support in bringing a better tomorrow. The challenges I experienced growing up is that I never met my real father. I lost my mother at the age of 8, and I was put out the house at the age of 15 by my step-parents. Fortunately, I had someone to take me in, but that isn't always the case for a lot of people my age. Since 2019, Detroit Phoenix Center has impacted me in many ways that I never thought a nonprofit organization could. Being a voice for others and understanding others' needs on a deeper level really impacted me. I challenge you today to not sleep in your bed tonight, but to feel what others feel on an everyday basis, to give up one night for a better tomorrow. I challenge you to donate.
Thank you, India. Our next speaker has been recognized again and again as one of Detroit's most notable figures. Kim Trent is the Deputy Director, Prosperity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer with the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. Ms. Trent, hello to you.
Hello, I'm Kim Trent, Deputy Director for Prosperity for the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. I want to thank the Detroit Phoenix Center for its innovative efforts to raise awareness about youth homelessness and for providing viable resources and support to help this vulnerable population. The One Night Without a Bed events shines a light on the millions of young people worldwide who experience homelessness each year. And this is a critical issue we need to address right here in Michigan. Right now, 1.4 million Michiganders live in poverty, and nearly 40% of Michigan households with working adults struggle to afford necessities like childcare, housing, food, technology, healthcare, and transportation. As part of our work to address these issues, Governor Whitmer created the Michigan Poverty Task Force to tackle issues such as homelessness and other challenges that struggling Michiganders are facing. After a great deal of collaboration and hard work, the Poverty Task Force made 35 recommendations to the governor to help address the most pressing issues. I have been proud to see my colleagues in state government making critical investments that will help millions of Michiganders have economic mobility. These are transformational investments in education, housing, and other needs to help struggling Michiganders transition out of poverty. This year, we celebrated the state's investment of $168 million into the Great Start Readiness Program to give children access to early education. We've greatly expanded access to affordable childcare for low-income families, and Governor Whitmer has proposed an investment of $100 million for the Michigan Housing and Community Development Fund to expand affordable housing options statewide. But we know that the work to address poverty and homelessness goes far beyond these investments, and that's why events like these are so critical. We are happy to join the One Night Without a Bed campaign in asking people to make themselves uncomfortable for one night during December and to challenge their friends and families to participate in this effort to spread awareness about this critical issue. While one night certainly does not give people the full picture of what many young people face when they are homeless, we hope this experience will shine a light on the need to raise funds that support organizations like the Detroit Phoenix Center, who do so much to build up and maintain support systems that lift Michiganders up and out of poverty. Because of the important work of this campaign, we will not forget those who are in need this holiday season. Thank you, Detroit Phoenix Center, for all the work that you do in our community and for continuing to be an advocate for homeless youth.
Thank you again, Ms. Trent, for all that you do. Melvin, Christian, and Azaria are young people who have confronted and overcome great obstacles and odds in their lives with the help of the Detroit Phoenix Center. This evening, they would like to share their stories to help people better understand the face of youth housing insecurity.
Hello, my name is Melvin Sylvester and I am 24 years old. I was homeless for about 4 years. When I got released from juvie, I had no place to stay. Unfortunately, family members weren't able to let me stay with them, so I was couch surfing and I was going place to place. I've been to Indiana, I've been to Illinois, I've been to New York, I've been to New Jersey. Life had just led me back to Detroit, so now I'm back in Detroit. One thing I want people to understand about being homeless is it's not easy to get out of when you get into it. When I was homeless, I didn't really have support like that. And I found out about a program called Detroit Phoenix Center. And this was during a time where I didn't have really contact with my mom and my brother. Both of them were not talking to me. And it was hard for me to maintain a job because I was more concerned with my emotional state than my financial state. But Detroit Phoenix Center has helped me because of the support they have given that I've lacked. When I didn't have soap or I didn't have bus tickets, they helped me. A couple months ago, I was struggling with depression. I was thinking about suicide, and Detroit Phoenix Center really helped me overcome that and helped me to be a more stronger and vibrant, more outgoing leader. The one thing that I would tell my younger self is to keep trying, don't give up, and keep staying on your grind and keep working and don't get discouraged. I do want to just thank God for Detroit Phoenix Center because without them, I'd probably still be homeless.
Hi, my name is Christian Johnson, and I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. It all started when I was in 11th grade in high school. I was struggling. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no way to school. I wasn't in school. My mom was struggling with the kids and myself, so I had to step my game up. When I was in school, I got suspended a lot, couldn't do my work. I never had the help, so I had to reach out to my teacher. They got me connected with Detroit Phoenix Center. Her name is Miss Hoskins. I am so grateful and thankful for her, Detroit Phoenix Center, my family, for all the support and love. I started off rough, but being with Detroit Phoenix Center, they have helped me with supplies, love, transfer, and all the help I can get and need. And I'm thankful for Detroit Phoenix Center for helping me through all my ups and downs. From then until now, I am the man that I always wanted to be. I'm working, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to support my family, my mother, she's the only one I have. I wanted to say thank you for your love and support, never to give up, keep yourself motivated. I just want to thank Detroit Phoenix Center for always being there for me.
I'm a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate. I'm hoping to go to Western Michigan. When I was 5 and younger, I was sleeping in a small storage closet. It was very dark and scary. It was filled with spider webs, and it wasn't exactly what you would expect a child at that age to sleep in. It was traumatizing, and even to this day, I find it hard to sleep in all dark spaces. Sometimes I didn't notice myself cutting on a light or keeping my TV on, but now I've noticed that I just can't sleep all the way in the dark. I think I'm grateful for is just all my life, my education has been pretty stable. I didn't move to a lot of schools. I had one school for elementary, one school for middle school, and one school for high school. And this was just because my dad was very passionate about my education, and because so many other things were going on in my life, he just wanted to make sure one thing was stable, and I was grateful for him for that, because now I love my education, and it's one of the best things I have about me. Even though my education was stable for 10 years, I moved into 12 different homes with 6 different families, which just made it difficult for me to build connections with anybody, because when you're constantly moving year by year, you never know when it's going to be permanent and who you can really talk to. So I never bothered to. By the time I hit 14, I was starting high school. I met Miss Courtney, and I joined the Detroit Phoenix Center, which was just a whole new world for me. Miss Courtney was sweet. She listened to everything I had to say, and she showed me that even though I was just a child, I had a voice, and that my voice mattered. And she showed me different ways to advocate my voice, different ways to build my confidence, and now I can speak in crowds. I have no problem public speaking. I can share my story, and I can use my voice to advocate for other people's stories who are not as confident as me to share those. Last summer, I got to make my own podcast towards youth homelessness with some of my fellow partners at DPC, which was amazing. I also did Zoom calls and chalk beat meetings towards youth homelessness, which I was honored to be a part of. And I'm happy that I met Miss Courtney, and I'm happy I joined the Detroit Phoenix Center because it changed my life.
Thank you, Melvin, Krisha, and Azara for sharing your stories. Now let's hear from Kendra, a mom of 9 and an active member of Detroit Phoenix Center.
Hi, my name is Kendra Reynolds Smith, and I'm a mother of 9, and 8 of my kids go to the Detroit Phoenix Center, and we love it. I learned about Detroit Phoenix Center because I was in the shelter, cot shelter, and my coach, Ms. Thomas, introduced me to the program. The impact that they had on my children is a loving program, plus it motivated all my children and uplifted them, especially my oldest daughter. She was very low self-esteem and she had so many problems. She didn't want to come outside and do nothing. So once I got her to get to the program, she started loving herself and doing more and getting out more. My youngest daughter, she so loved the program that she does tutoring with them, and she struggles in reading, but they getting her together. So all my kids love the program. I believe they should support the one night without a bed program because I really know how it is to be homeless, so this program really benefits people. It keeps them warm and keeps them safe and helps them with their needs so they can get better and do better. The advice I would give other moms is if you really need the help, you need to really look into this program because you always need a helping hand and you don't want to be out there not safe. It's a loving program for anybody that's homeless and really need help.
Jimmy Ramirez is a founding member of the Detroit Phoenix Center Board. Currently an NPR fellow, Ramirez shares how the vision for the DPC came to be. Take a listen to what Ramirez has to say.
My name is Jimmy Ramirez, and I've known Courtney Smith for over 6 years. She's a dear friend, a leader I admire, and a light in this world. Courtney and I met in Washington, D.C. We were at the United States Capitol, and we were both on a panel to discuss how organizations could support youth in crisis. And I remember sitting on that panel, and Courtney was spitting straight bars. She knew how to tell these organizations at the time where they needed to step up for young people. And she delivered it so beautifully and eloquently. And every time the mic was passed to me, I was like, this needs to go over to Courtney because Courtney just knew what was up. After that panel, I eventually moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan. And this was back in the day. And Courtney and we became closer. She was someone I admired. She had this grit and this being about her of wanting to caretake and provide everyone what they needed. And Courtney started to discuss this model, this drop-in center model, one where young people, regardless of their background, could come into a space and get what they needed. A shower, a bite to eat, somewhere to relax, or maybe avoid a bully. It was a place of safety, and it was a place of comfort for young people. And Courtney was making this happen with volunteers in the basement of a church. And she relied on her community. She called me up a few times. She was leading back to school drives. She convinced me to get my barber to roll up and give young people haircuts for the first day of school. She convinced me to get my coworkers to roll up to the Detroit Phoenix Center and actually paint all the walls the different colors that young people had picked. And she even convinced me a few nights to get in my car and help young people move into stable places. She had found apartments for young people. She was putting up first and last month, and she was asking for her community to come together to make this thing happen. And I remember sitting with Courtney in Detroit, and Courtney plainly said it to me. She goes, "Jimmy, this is not something that I want to end. I don't want it to be another community service project." And Courtney was a young community organizer and leader, and she had a vision to make this idea, this organization, an institution. And over the past few years, Courtney Smith has done that. The Detroit Phoenix Center and the Detroit Phoenix Center team, the staff of beautiful people who are coming together, have made DPC an institution. They are coordinating services of care, getting the city of Detroit the funds that the people of Detroit deserve, getting the resources that the city needs. The Detroit Phoenix Center is an institution, and it's providing this very necessary need of caretaking and uplifting youth to be their own advocates. It's quite radical when you think about it at the end of the day. The Blair Smith Memorial Scholarship Fund has been running for the past few years, providing students opportunities and financial support to pursue education. Courtney and her team, when all of America was working from home, most of America working from their laptops very safely, Courtney Smith and her team were on the streets distributing necessities. Over the course of COVID, the Detroit Phoenix Center distributed over $150,000 worth of necessities. And what are these? This is routers so that young people could actually clue into school. They could, zoom in. This is rental assistance. This was food, cell phone bills for loved ones to stay connected. DPC showed up when a lot of other organizations and a lot of other entities we expect to support us in times of crisis, DPC showed up. And it's shown itself to be an institution. And this is crucial for a kid like me from outside Oakland, California, who evictions were part of my upbringing. And resources like this are the reason that I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet today. And really what I admire most is about Detroit Phoenix Center is that it's an organization that knows that the neighborhood knows what's right, and that the neighborhood is able to save itself when it has the resources it needs. And the Detroit Phoenix Center has worked tirelessly and efficiently to get these resources to the neighborhoods of Detroit. And I want to thank you all for listening to me today. I'd like to end on just a call to action. If you got time, give your time to DPC. If you got money, give your money to DPC. If you have coworkers who want to volunteer somewhere, bring them to DPC. There's enough work to be done. I want to thank you all in attendance for being in community with such a beautiful organization. And I just want y'all to remember that when the world slept on COVID and the needs of young people, this organization was on the street out there making things happen. And it will continue to do so 6, 7, 15 years from now.
Now, the most humble group of people I know, they toil away selflessly behind the scenes to make sure the needs of Detroit's youth are met. Please meet the team behind the Detroit Phoenix Center. Our next speaker needs no introduction. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence was born and raised in Detroit. Congresswoman Lawrence is a product of Michigan's public school system. She is an alumni of Pershing High School and earned her bachelor's degree in public administration from Central Michigan University. Before she began her career in public service, the Congresswoman had a notable career with the U.S. Postal Service. She has a strong commitment to helping our young people reach their greatest potential. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence.
Hello, I'm Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, and I proudly represent Michigan's 14th Congressional District. I would like to thank the Detroit Phoenix Center for your continued advocacy to work to meet the critical and holistic needs of homelessness and street-connected youth and your fight to end youth homelessness. One Night Without a Bed is an important event to bring awareness to such a critical issue that affects so many of our Detroit youth by challenging the public to join us in its virtual Sleep Out campaign. The goal is to raise awareness on the youth homelessness crisis and raise funds so that the organizations like Detroit Phoenix Center can continue to provide young people with the critical resources, safety, and support systems that they need during a time where their services are needed the most. During the month of December, we are all challenging individuals to give up their beds for one night in solidarity with the 4.2 million young people around the world who experience homelessness each year. We are encouraging people to make themselves uncomfortable by sleeping in a tent, a car, or the couch, anywhere but a bed, and challenge a friend to do the same. A virtual sleep out like this cannot compare to the grim realities that youth who are experiencing homelessness face every day. We are currently living in unprecedented times with COVID-19, and it's imperative that we continue to keep our homelessness community safe. The holiday season is a time to show compassion to those who are most vulnerable and at risk by giving back to our community and organizations like you, the Detroit Phoenix Center. Thank you for all the work you do. We know that you are making a difference in the lives of youth around Detroit, and that what you do today will have a lifetime impact on the next generation of Detroiters. Thank you.
Sofa Stories is a community arts project using the live theater and digital media to amplify the stories of young Detroiters who have experienced homelessness or housing insecurity. Meet Andrew Morton, its producing artistic collaborator.
Hello, my name is Andrew Morton and I'm the producing artistic collaborator of Sofa Stories Detroit. I'm so excited to be a part of Detroit Phoenix Center's One Night Without a Bed campaign again for 2021, and really excited to be able to show you one of the films that we created as part of the Sofa Stories project this year. Sofa Stories is a community arts project using live theatre and digital media to amplify the stories and lived experiences of young people experiencing homelessness or housing insecurity. We have been partnering with the Detroit Phoenix Center since around late 2019 on this project, and despite the many challenges that we all faced over the last couple of years, we're really proud that we were able to create content as part of our project this year. We created 9 short monologues that were performed by professional actors on sofas in outdoor locations across the city at the end of the summer this year. And also as part of this project, we're now in the process of adapting some of those monologues into short films. So that the stories and the experiences that are documented in those stories and those monologues can now be shared with a much wider audience. The content of the pieces they're all fictional stories, but they were created in collaboration with young people at the Detroit Phoenix Center. So they helped us identify certain themes and experiences that we wanted the stories to kind of hit on. And then we created the pieces and, as I said, performed them over the summer, and now are excited to be able to share one of them with you as in film format for this event. Over the next few weeks, we'll also be sharing the other short films online via our social media and our website. So if you're not already following us, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, Sofa Stories Detroit, and our website is www.sofastoriesdetroit.com. We'll also be hoping to do more of the project in 2022, so we're also starting to raise a little bit of money to do the next phase of that work. So if you do watch one of the films online, you'll also be invited to make a donation to help more of that work happen. So once again, thank you so much for letting us be a part of this event. I encourage you all, if you haven't already, to donate to the Detroit Phoenix Center's One Night Without a Bed campaign, and thank you for all you do to help end youth homelessness. Thanks very much, and enjoy our film.
I thought it would be fun, like a little adventure. Staying in a hotel is the kind of thing other people do on vacation. So when my mom, my sister, and I got kicked out of our old place, I thought it might be like that. But it wasn't. Okay, we had this tiny room with a pull-out sofa bed and a bed. The pull-out sofa bed, I sleep there. The bed, my mom and my sister share that. The room is just way too small for the three of us. And I know my mom is trying her very hardest to keep it nice, but doesn't regard the fact that it's still a nasty hotel room. Probably the hardest part, though, is keeping up with school, especially when mom is at work and I have to watch my sister. And when school is online, I have a laptop. The hotel Wi-Fi is jank. It's just so bad. And it only works in the lobby, in the hallway. But when I have to watch my sister, we have to stay inside. But sometimes I do use my phone, though, for school, but it's still just not that great. When my mom is here and can watch my sister, I do sometimes go in the hallway. There's a quiet corner and no one seems to really notice me. But just trying to do homework in the same room all together is so hard. And I asked my mom if she used some of those noise canceling headphones so I can listen to music while I study and quiet. She said she would try, so. I just started high school, and I really miss my friends. Okay, the hotel is far from where we used to live, and I don't get to see them anymore. And they're always asking me, hey, what's up, and where we're staying, and I just don't want to tell them. It's too embarrassing. But when our teachers forced us to put our cameras on during school, I'm pretty sure it's obvious then, so. We eat out, mostly, or get takeout. We have a small refrigerator and a microwave, but it still just takes up too much space. And when my mom is at work and I have to watch my sister, I have to feed her lunch. And dinner, sometimes. She loves mac and cheese. Probably because it's easier for me to make in the microwave and it's just very convenient that way for her and for me. But, my mom, oh my God. She's always like, all you ever wanted to eat was mac and cheese. You just love mac and cheese so much. But like, Mom, we eat so much of it that I just hate it. Like if I ever have to eat mac and cheese again, I'll be happy. My mom is a server at a restaurant. When she comes late from her shifts, she usually brings us food. But we don't eat at a restaurant though. We don't eat there. It's one of those nice places, you know what I mean? So like we do not eat there. But we do eat at this diner though, on Mondays, where they usually have this special where kids usually eat for free. And it was fun at first. Until they started to recognize us and they know our names. And I'm pretty sure they know the reason why we're there all the time. I mean, they don't have to say it, but I can just see the way they look at us. My mom, my sister, and I, we order pizza and we watch a movie. And I mean, it's all right, I guess. We used to do that at our old home, so it's one of the things we do that kind of feels normal. My mom and I have been arguing a lot lately. And I know she is trying her very hardest, but we've been here for 6 months. And it's not one of the worst places, but I just want my own room, my own alone time, my privacy away from my sister. Like, I love my sister, but she is just so annoying sometimes. My mom comes here late from work. She tries to be quiet, coming in thinking that we're asleep. My sister usually is, but I am not. I just can't fall asleep until I know she's back safe with us. She just comes in and sits at the edge of the bed, takes her shoes off quietly, and sometimes I see the reflection of her in the mirror. And she looks tired, but mostly she just looks sad. My sister the other day, she asked if we were homeless. And I didn't know what to say in the moment. I just said no, that we have a home. It's just, we have to wait a little longer for it. And I never told my mom, and I won't. She's got enough to worry about already.
It's time now to take a more in-depth look at two programs important to DPC that are making the difference in the lives of so many: Life Skills and SOAR After School Enrichment.
My name's Armani. And I am a junior at Michigan State University. I applied for the scholarship last year. It's called Blair Memorial Scholarship, and I was a recipient. So ever since then, I just had ties with DPC. With the Life School program, I believe it was very fundamental values I have learned. I learned a lot about financial literacy. I learned a lot about gratitude, and also cooking matters because I am a college student and I will be living on my own, and so I need to learn how to cook for myself. So I got the most out of the program. More, I can really say financial literacy. It's really good to know that because you learn how to budget your money, and as a college student, you have like college expenses and then living expenses. The Blair Memorial Scholarship helped me re-enroll into my sophomore year, so that was like a lot of help. Overall, I just get like a safe environment, and they're just very thoughtful of us, and they helped us a lot.
Hi, my name is Mr. Carlos. I am 15. I'm a musician. I run track. Friendly guy. I found out about the Phoenix Center through referral around last year, and I started joining like every so often to the point where I just kept coming because I really enjoyed it. The staff that worked there, it was really nice, friendly, especially kind. They were interactive too, very interactive. So if you was like struggling with something, they would come ask you for help. They'd give you like a little guided lesson, tell you how to do things, they ask, and like give you a small test, not a big one, but a small test to see if you know what you're doing again. And then once you do, they'll let you go on your way till you need something else. The struggle that I went through was really depression. It was around last year. I've been slowly working on it, been getting rid of things that's been making me bad and like making me feel bad. Like I came up to Miss Courtney once and like was telling her that I wasn't feeling well and stuff, and she came in and we just talked every so often, and she gave me tips, and ever since then I just been working on myself, doing better. I enjoy the activities here, such as gaming, theater. It's really one of my favorites. We have study time as well. We also do painting. I enjoy that. We've been doing it a lot recently. The thing I like about theater is it's really, really interactive. I can use my imagination, not just mine, but everybody else's. Some things that I do in the summer program, well, personally to me, it's like a detoxification area. I feel like this is a place to calm down, take a break, hang around with people that I feel comfortable with. It's like a secondary family. I remember they brought a gardening activity to our homes when we were quarantined, and they taught us how to do the gardening steps, step by step, and it was little basil plants. It was really fun. The SOAR program has helped me through a lot. It helped me through school, helped me through mental health, physical health. They even got me a gift to spread my passion with music. Yeah, they got me a guitar. I thank SOAR for that, because now I can play. When I grow up, I want to be a musician. Like if I ever get famous and like get a lot of money, I won't spend a lot of money myself. I'll give back to communities like the community did for me.
For 23-year-old James Ashley, life has been tough.
I had no hope. There was nobody to feed me.
After running away from an abusive home life at the age of 16, James found himself homeless on the streets of Detroit.
There was no support. There was no help. It was just me and nature.
James says he felt so alone and helpless. He turned to drugs just to cope, but he says he knew in his heart things had to get better.
You know, my life is going to change. I kept saying that I won't be here.
A chance meeting in a Starbucks about 3 years ago did change his life.
She spoke to me, gave me a flyer, and she was introducing me about a program.
That was Courtney Smith, founder and CEO of the Detroit Phoenix Center. And ironically, the program she was introducing to James is one that transitions youth in the city out of homelessness and poverty.
That was an opportunity. I went for it.
Courtney and her foundation took James in and provided him with a shower, meals, clothes, and a place to live. Now, after completing a 12-week program where youth learn about life skills that helps them transition into independent living.
James Ashley.
James and 14 others are graduating.
Are just excited to celebrate the youth and the graduates today because they've overcome so many obstacles, and for them to be able to commit to something. One of the youth said, I'm finally able to commit to something.
As for James, he says through his experience with the Detroit Phoenix Center, he's committed to a successful future and has been inspired to work with other at-risk youth transition to a better life.
It made me confident. I'm confident.
Along with the completion certificate, the graduates will get a $1,000 stipend and laptop computer to help with their transition.
None of the work the Detroit Phoenix Center does would be possible without the help of these selfless volunteers. Tonight we would like to recognize two great individuals who, as heard on TikTok, truly understood the assignment. It is my pleasure to recognize Brittany Hoskins. Brittany has been a volunteer and avid supporter of the Detroit Phoenix Center for more than 4 years. Brittany is owner of Top Hit Collective, a full-service events management firm. During her time with the organization, she has shown her support in so many ways, from packing Thanksgiving boxes, support with launching multiple housing initiatives, to purchasing company sponsorships. She has also, in many ways, served as a very important individual connecting students with Detroit Phoenix Center and its life-supporting services. There has truly never been a time that DPC called on Brittany to fill the gap that she did not rally the folks to build the bridge. Our second award recipient this evening pivots on a dime. David is a true visionary of a dream come true. At a very young age, David knew that he would be an entrepreneur and would be a beacon of light for his peers and everyone else. His spirit of an enjoyable Detroit touches everyone he meets. He has successfully integrated his unwavering passion for our city to thrive and his strong business and entrepreneurial acumen, creating a platform for our youth to stand united and uplift our great city. David's passion for the youth resulted in the founding of Enjoy Detroit, a 501c3 not-for-profit organization started in 2013 with a focus on contributing a positive change to the city of Detroit. David, along with a dedicated team and numerous volunteers, has been able to connect with the youth in the metropolitan Detroit area through their volunteer efforts and consistent involvement in city rehabilitation activities and initiatives. David has made giving back look very cool while wearing apparel with the Enjoy Detroit logo proudly across his chest. When the pandemic hit, Detroit Phoenix Center needed to pivot and take the programs to the youth across the city. Without a second thought, Dave and Enjoy Detroit jumped into action, volunteering their time and truck to support our outreach. Alongside DPC team members and volunteers, they packed and loaded boxes and hit the streets to get necessities and supplies to those sheltering in place. No task asked of Dave is ever too big or too small. On behalf of the Detroit Phoenix Center, thank you all for all that you do to make the world a better place and to give our youth the best future possible. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. As we close out this evening, I want to remind you that a commitment to the Detroit Phoenix Center is a commitment to our future. For more information about the work of the Detroit Phoenix Center, the youth which it serves, or for information on how to volunteer or make a financial contribution, please visit DetroitPhoenixCenter.org or onenightwithoutabed.com. Bye.